Okay, action. Keep it moving there. Right, here we are in Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic. Used to be called Czechoslovakia, but they ditched the Slovak bit, and you've got Czech, or Czech Republic. St Nicholas's Church here. And St Vitus Cathedral on the hill. There's a statue like this, a lot like this, in Karlovy Vary actually, where I put another video up. We were there a few days before this. But the Karlovy Vary one doesn't have the Illuminati triangle on it. Well, I suppose it's the Eye of God really. Well, Horus, if you go back far enough, to the Egyptian gods, where it came from, I think. Don't know how they invented everything. Oh, what are these people? They are not, in fact, rehearsing for the latest Batman movie. They're just on a tour on those wheelie thingies. Oh, there they are again, going off to their little bat cave. The one at the back seems to be having a bit of a problem. Anyway, here's the river. Vltava River, I think. And there's St Vitus Cathedral on the hill. And now we're up on the hill, and this is the Strahov Monastery. Pretty nice place. 100 crowns or so, you can go inside and have a look at the decorations. There's the lookout on the Patron hill, which everybody will tell you is modelled on the Eiffel Tower. I suppose it is roughly. Then there's Prague in the background. St Vitus Cathedral is within Prague Castle, and in fact so are we here, I think. The castle is not a castle really, there's a big wall around. I guess there used to be a castle there once upon a time, but it wasn't in evidence when we were wandering around anyway, except for the wall around the outside. So here's St Vitus up close. Amazing Gothic, super Gothic building. And you can go inside, and again for 100 crowns or whatever you can look around. We went into the entrance area, but I didn't pay any more. After all, I've got a zoom lens. Very nicely decorated, these places. Some Davy Crockett style guys guarding the palace or whatever it is up here. These are some EU buildings as well outside St Vitus's, the political centre. They keep all the best buildings for themselves, obviously. And here again, an Illuminati symbol. You know who's ruling the world around here, don't you? I suppose it symbolises God again or something, but there it is. Nicely painted buildings all over Prague and all over the Czech Republic. Well, these guys are everywhere, jumping and getting photos. I don't know if they're doing some advert or if they're just nutcases, you know. Maybe we'll see them sometime, I don't know. And here's the view anyway. bit shaky, I'm afraid, but what can I say? It's handheld. There's the Charles Bridge. I think that's St Nicholas's again there. A couple of places that look the same, it might be a different one. Charles Bridge. The two towers there are the Tyne Church just there, which is where Tycho Brahe is buried. There's the river. Now we're down near that Tyne Church, and indeed the old town hall with the astronomical clock, which for some reason I didn't video purely. Instead I videoed this dodgy artwork. In some backstreet square here. And of course this marionette, I videoed that too. They make these toys in this shop, I believe, and I guess that's one of the locals. But it's not all old-fashioned. You've got your modern shopping centres too, which are exactly the same as shopping centres everywhere else, designed for people, primarily women I think, to spend money on clothes and cosmetics and things of that sort. Fast food. And here's Peter Spatina, who does this, as you can see. I've made another video, uploaded a full-length video of him. You might check that out if you like the sound of it. And we're outside the municipal house, and some other musicians, the Hare Krishna Brigade. We get these in London as well. I don't know if they think there's somebody up in the sky listening to them. It looks like it. Anyway, the municipal house there is pretty magnificent. They have exhibitions and concerts and whatnot in there. You can go and have a look around. It's great. And right next to it is the Powder Gate, which is another one of these super duper Gothic style medieval towers. There are 13 such entrances to the old town of Prague. I guess they used to store gunpowder in here, that's why it's got that name. And here we are in Wenceslas Square, although I think they've changed it to Havel Square or something, after Václav Havel, their first president after the Soviets left. It's not really a square, it's a boulevard really, but and this is the National Museum, I think, something like that. We didn't go in there, it was a bit late. And there's King Karl himself. He's all over the place in Prague. He must have been good with his image. And we are by a tube station. The signs are very unobtrusive. You can trip over these places and hardly notice them. They're not very well signposted, honestly. That's what a day-long ticket looks like. 110 crowns, about £3, $5. You validate it once, the first time you use it, and then it's valid for the following 24 hours. Basically on buses, trams and trains, underground trains anyway. I don't know if there are surface trains. I only saw cargo trains on the surface. I don't know if it works for them. It probably does within the city. When you're down there, you choose which platform to go, going by its end, and you wait for the train, going by its name, destination, that is. There's a little clock there telling you when the train's going to arrive. You know, something tells me they like Daleks here. There must be Doctor Who fans or something. It's similar for the buses. The sign is a bit complicated. We just bought the 110 crown day tickets. The 55 just below it is if you're a pensioner or something and you're entitled to a discount. There's lots of different possibilities which are too complicated to figure out. There's English at the bottom there, if you want the sign at the top to be in English. There's a little... there it is. And now we're at another fortress. This is Vysehrad. Sounds like fishing rod, but it's Vysehrad. Vysehrad, something like that. Which is sort of the other side of Prague, from Prague Castle. Nice view though. It was windy, I had to turn the volume down a lot. Because we visited Prague in the winter, so it's we didn't get much snow in the city. There was a bit out of town when we were out there. You can see it's a nice place to visit though. St Vitus again. And just here is Vysehrad Church or Cathedral or whatever it is to St Peter and Paul. In fact, most of them, if they're not St Nicholas or St Vitus, they seem to be all dedicated to Peter and Paul. And in the grounds of it there are some modern but old looking statues. Or sculptures, I suppose, is the right term. That one's pretty cool. Now, I wanted to record the bells of this church because they're quite spectacular, but in fact it was terribly windy and I didn't have a windshield for my camera's mic. The camera's mic isn't much good anyway, but I've uploaded it as a separate video where I filtered out the wind to some degree, or I will upload it shortly, so maybe check that out if you want to hear them properly, or better than this anyway. They ring for about 2 or 3 minutes, they play little tunes. And this is inside. It's pretty spectacular inside. The camera doesn't really do it justice, of course. But everything is decorated. And we're back in the centre of Prague again. This is a concert hall of some sort. Nice lemon yellow colour. To me that makes me think of Mozart somehow. Trams running in the night. And here we are at the Charles Bridge. Again, these amazing towers. Now there are some guys singing in the background, Jazz No Problem they're called. I put a separate video of them up. Very distinctive voice. You have to make sure you obey the law in this place. They're a bit strict. Well, certainly they used to be by the looks of it. Here's the view from the bridge. A lot of these statues are very dirty. They're covered with coal dust from the Soviet era, the 50s, 60s, 70s, when the Soviets allowed buildings to get filthy because they were bourgeois, so they neglected them. How stupid can you be, really? But anyway, this bit is clean. You can see there's some polished bits here because you're supposed to touch it for some reason. Probably brings you good luck or something. So people have been doing that obviously for a long time. The authorities are working on cleaning up these statues gradually, but it needs to be done with care so as not to actually damage them. The Knights of Malta. They own some land in Prague, including the John Lennon Wall, which is near here, which I also didn't video for some reason. See, those statues have been cleaned, but most of it hasn't yet been done. And that's basically a quick look around Prague. Well worth a visit. You can easily spend a few days here wandering around and looking at it all. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll upload a couple more bits from Prague shortly. Bye for now.